Okay, welcome back everybody to What's New and Coming Up with Lipedema. I'm Siobhan. I'm the research specialist with Lipedema Simplified, and I'm here with Catherine.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. Oh, wow. What a crazy week this week. We have so much going on. And I think part of the reason that it's just so intense is that Lipedema Awareness Month begins on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so much going on. Um, we have stuff, Lipedema Summit is happening with the folks in Los Angeles. There's all kinds of activities going on with all of the lipedema groups. It's a lipedema cornucopia.
And Patsy in the chat said, hey, rainy, Southwest Arkansas.
Oh, yeah.
How is it doing over there?
Yeah.
It is also rainy here. It has been very gray all day, and I see droplets of rain on my window now, so it's just starting out.
Yeah, same here. It rained all through Memorial Day weekend. And then it got a little okay, but it's cool. I sat on the deck some, but I couldn't sit on the deck today. It was too cold. But
Yeah, I
anyway,
much prefer it being cold though, because when there's warmth and then also rain, that's like it gives me the feeling a tornado is going to descend any second.
oh yeah.
Especially because it was only like a couple weeks ago, last week or the week before, where I was talking to my husband. I was like, "Oh yeah, it's like rainy right now and it's thundering a little bit, but it's also warm." And then about an hour later, the tornado sirens went off. I was like, "Oh yeah, that makes sense."
Do you guys talk every day?
Yeah, we talk every day.
Do you talk several times a day?
We talk all throughout the day. The only times we don't really talk is if one of us is like out doing something. Like he'll go over to his stepbrother's place or his brother's place. He'll go hang out with his niece, or I'll be out walking around town or whatever. But we'll chat back and forth pretty much all day, every day, and have
Yes.
been for the past like 15 years.
Yeah. Siobhan's husband lives in Sweden. And so it's a long distance romance.
Yes, hopefully to become short distance within the next year.
Yeah.
We shall see.
Yeah.
Ongoing process. Patsy followed up and said, so far it's been intermittently heavy, no flooding at this point. That's good. Yeah, there's some points that are definitely getting flooding.
Okay, I want to talk about the medical go back. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna share my screen. Share screen. Okay, we're almost there. So I've been talking about this. I'm going to be talking about it all throughout the month of June and probably July and more going forward. Emergency preparedness. What is that? Okay, here's a bottom line. I was sick for a couple of years with central lymphatic dysfunction. I was in and out of the emergency room numerous times. And I have to say, I learned a lot, but I didn't learn as much as last July. So, about a year ago, one of our ladies went to the emergency room and had emergency surgery and had complications, very serious. She almost died. She was in the ICU for 8 days, I think it was. And of course, we missed her. We are like trying to figure out where she was. When she came back and we were able to get in touch with her, it turned out that she did not have her compression with her. And over those days in the ICU when she was getting IV fluids 24/7, her legs really got swollen, even way more than they normally were. By the time she got home, she was very swollen. First of all, she was alive. We were all very grateful. Second of all, she had um, incredible pain from it all. And so, to make a long story short, if you come to the webinar, you'll hear more of the story from her. We started to talk about, wait, there's something we need to do about all this. And we came up with this emergency preparedness, how a medical go bag and strategic planning can improve medical outcomes. So, what you can see here, you can see on her shoulder, she has a bag. That's only one part of the medical go bag, but that's the part that houses the paperwork, the different things that you need. And what we did is we prepared a special course. We're going to start with a free webinar. And these free webinars, there's 5 of them, at least 5. Who knows? Let's see how they go. If we need more, we'll do more. But it really is an in-depth understanding of what happens in the emergency room setting and what you need to make sure you get the care that you need. So, why emergency preparedness is especially important for those of us with conditions like lipedema and lymphedema and other chronic diseases, because emergency rooms are not geared to address the chronic conditions, the more immediate acute situations. Challenges that you can experience during ER visits and hospital stays. God, I can remember we have a pamphlet on blood pressure. When one of the nurses tried to take my blood pressure in the ER, she put a tourniquet on. That was excruciating. I yelled at the top of my lungs. It was so painful. So, enough to be able to navigate some of these. We'll be talking about what a medical go bag is, how you can prepare it, and the importance of your own self-advocacy and communication in medical settings. We have 5 different options right now for the webinars. And here are the group of us: Esther Gartner, Julie Stewart, me, Kristen Wygand, Marsha Black, Melissa Penderson. You won't get all of us at one time, but over the period of the weeks, different people will be there. And this is for you. If you have lipedema or lymphedema, if you feel at all like you want to get prepared for confronting an emergency, the time to do that is not when you're in the emergency. The time to prepare for emergency is before the emergency. It took me a long time to learn that. As I said, I was in and out of the emergency room numerous times. It doesn't matter. It was central lymphatic dysfunction. I was having a lot of trouble breathing. Hi, Sandy. Patsy.
Yeah, that's a good point. I've thought about that too. She said, after I get all this done, I'm excited to do a personal offshoot for my leisure travel. I want to visit my long distance friend the organization it takes. And I definitely agree, like, this is a transferable skill where
Yeah.
if you know what to bring with you for an emergency room or a hospital visit or something like that, it gets you thinking about, what do I need for travel? What do I need for, like, whenever a tornado happens, I have to go down to the first level. Do I want to have something for that? Or what if I have to evacuate because there's some sort of issue, or there's a family emergency, or like there's a billion different things where you have to have something prepared so that you have your compression, so that you have um, any documentation you might need, so that you have potentially food to take with you. Because if you're traveling or if you're at a hospital, sometimes there's always food options that aren't the best, unfortunately. Hopefully that changes, but for the time being, it's definitely something you have to think about. And then, like with hospital stays, there's a lot of different things you have to just think about and decisions to make in terms of, like with the IV drip, often it's a glucose drip. Can you have like a note from your physician that says, don't give this person glucose drips, give them a Ringer's bag instead, or something like that, which is just electrolytes without the sugar in it? Could you get like a note for a special diet or something like that? Um, it's a lot to think about, and you definitely don't want to be doing that when you're heading to the emergency room, particularly because you could be in a situation where you have a lot of brain fog, you're not able to think very clearly, or you could be incapacitated, and it's going to be a family member or a loved one who's having to manage a lot of these decisions on your behalf. So you want to have something that leads them through that, because they may not be able to think about a lot of this because they're going to be stressed out too.
Good point. That's exactly what happens. And it's one of those things that if you can't know what is possible beforehand, doing it in the midst of the emergency is not the solution. So we have these webinars. We have a workshop coming up in July. Okay, I'm just looking. Lori says hi, and she sent a message to my DM, so I'm going to go look in a minute after we're done. So I am thrilled that we have this for the community.
Yeah, me too.
And I feel like I want everyone to be prepared.
Hmm.
Okay, what else is new and coming up? I think there's so much.
There is, but
We need to chunk it.
yes, there is something happening tonight that people do need to be aware of. If they signed up for the CSIG, then we're having our bonus session tonight. We're going to have Susie, who's going to be giving a guest presentation about food quality and all this different stuff. Again, it's talking about being prepared, getting educated on, what is in, if you're eating like keto snacks or things like that, what is actually in those, what should you be looking out for, and what are some things that might not be on the labels that you probably want to know about. We're going to have her to talk, and she is also the owner of Switch. And so part of the reason she thinks about all of this is because when you're manufacturing a product like hers, which is like keto caramels, she has a maple syrup replacement that's super good. She has a few different things, gummy bears and all sorts of stuff. Um, she ends up having to talk to the manufacturers to be like, no, wait, you can't do it that way. No, wait, you can't use this. Or like trying out different versions of an ingredient and finding that they're actually different, even though it doesn't say so on the label. So I think that's going to be a great conversation, and I'm very much looking forward to it. And along a similar vein, for those of you who are salty fans, the electrolytes, their new flavor just came out. It is Feelin' Peachy, and this is one of those companies where they do think about ingredient quality. So with Salty, I've known them for almost like 10 years now at this point. Not Salty themselves, but the people who own it. Um, and one of the really cool things that they do that Susie has talked about is the flavors that they use. Flavors are usually like a liquid at first, and then you have to dry them on something. And a lot of what the flavors are dried on is maltodextrin, which has a very similar blood sugar response as sugar. And what Salty does instead is they actually dry them on acacia gum, which, for one, there's some evidence is good for gut health, and for two, no blood sugar response. So they're another where they're really, really careful about their ingredients. And I'm a big fan. Their flavors are also really good. I like the apple, the grape, the peach, the cherry, pretty much all of them. So I have a ton. I was just complaining to my mom. I have like a beverage cabinet that has like all my tea and Salty and all that stuff. And I was like, I have so much Salty. It's like spilling out of my cabinet, but they keep coming out with new flavors. And then I try them and they end up being really good. And it just incentivizes me to buy the new flavor when it comes out because I don't want to miss out. But yes, check them out if you haven't. Especially good if, like me, you like being out in the sun and you get really hot and then you get like headaches and muscle twitches and all that. Usually electrolyte related. Or if you do like any intermittent or extended fasting, or if you're just starting a ketogenic diet, it's very helpful to stay up on your electrolytes, all of that. And I like talking about them because I'm a big fan of trustworthy people and trustworthy products, and they're definitely one of them. So those are my new updates. The other update I have is I finally bit the bullet and I got a soda stream.
You got what?
A soda stream, which lets me carbonate my own water, because I was getting so much seltzer water that apparently at some point, if you buy too much of the Amazon branded stuff, they will cut you off. So I bought so much seltzer water. They said, you cannot have any more. We will not let you. They cut me off. So I was like, fine, I'll just get a soda stream.
How much seltzer water did you buy?
We don't have to talk about that part, but I got a soda stream because I like mixing it. Like I have, for one, I'll mix it with the Salty. You mix it with a little bit of warm water first to dissolve it, and then you add in the carbonated water, and you have like a soda that has good ingredients in it and also gets you your electrolytes. The reason you mix it with the warm water first is otherwise it'll foam up and explode everywhere. But I also mix it with iced tea that I make. So I have like a apple cinnamon black tea, and I'll mix that with carbonated water. And I have like energy drink powder that I'll mix with it. I have all sorts of stuff. I like carbonated water. I'm like a cat. I don't like still water. I like carbonated water. So I got a soda stream.
Oh my, well, that's better anyway.
Yeah, it's much cheaper, and it should be even cheaper because I think I can turn in the empty canisters at like Walmart or Target or something and get a discount on the new ones.
Oh my God. I used to buy diet soda by the case.
Yeah, very easy to do. But it is so expensive nowadays. I had to quit doing that. It's $10 for a 12-pack. It's insanity. I'm not doing that. And Patsy said, I wonder if I would enjoy a soda stream. If you drink a lot of carbonated water, I would say yes. If you drink a lot of diet soda, it depends, because you have to find something that works as a good replacement, which is basically what I was working on with the seltzer water, is combining it with different things to be like, can I find something I like as much as diet soda? And the other thing that I really like doing is with the iced tea, like Susie has switch drops, which is like a sweetener drop. It's allulose and katimfi fruit. Really nice. There's like no aftertaste or anything like that. You only need like a couple drops, so it's very affordable. And so I'll make the iced tea, and then I'll add a couple drops of that, and it's like sweet tea, but perfect. Excellent. And so I finally found my replacement. But I ended up getting so much seltzer water, they said I could not have any more. So I had to find
That
alternatives.
is amazing. They must think that you're selling it.
Probably that is what I read because I saw the message of like you've reached the limit. It's like what? Why would they even have this? Like they're selling things. I went to buy them. This seems like a good relationship to have. But often they'll do that to prevent resellers. Or sometimes they have loss leaders, which is basically like they list something intentionally low price so that you go and then with the anticipation you'll get other stuff. And they don't want you buying too much of it because then they end up not making a lot of money. With seltzer water, I doubt that's true. It's probably the reselling thing. But I have no way to contact them and be like, I'm not reselling. I do just drink this much. I pinky promise.
Well,
But
I mean, it motivated you to get your own, which I think is good.
yeah, and I'll be able to much more easily make my own flavor combinations and stuff like that, which will be nice. There's
Yeah.
all sorts of things you can do. So I think for the time being, that is it. Did we put the link
Oh,
to the
just
medical go bag webinar? Yeah.
I'm right now. Oh my God. After everything, we went crazy looking for the link.
Yeah.
There it is.
Okay, perfect. And for that one, is that another one where if they sign up, they'll get the recording afterwards, or do they have to attend live? Because I know
Uh,
that's always a question we get.
yeah, probably. I think because we have 5 webinars, we're going to suggest people attend live. That might change, but we'll see how it goes on Monday.
Okay, perfect. So that's important to note. So just look through the dates and times for the different webinars and pick one you know you can attend live, and sign up for that one. And feel free to sign up for all of them too, because you can always attend some and not others if you're not sure which you can come to.
And they evolve. We come up with more and more information as we go through it. All right, everyone. See you soon. I'll see you in an hour, Siobhan.
Yep. See you, everybody. Bye
Bye.
bye.